Rescuers will return to the area where witnesses last saw him. Ryan Mather, he's a 30-year-old from Aloha. K2's Dan McCarthy is live in Southwest Portland with the latest on this morning. And I know, Dan, this warm weather is not great for the teams that are searching for him this morning.
Right. It wasn't yesterday, and it won't be today either, Angelica. As the weather gets warmer, so does the increased risk for avalanches as they continue their search in the area where they believe that Ryan Mather was last seen. Now, on Wednesday, crews did utilize the air as well, using drones and an Oregon Air National Guard helicopter to accompany them in their search. And then on the ground, we know that there were about 40 people across 14 teams searching in multiple areas across Mount Hood Meadows as they tried to track down Ryan Mather, the 30-year-old from Aloha, who was reported missing on Tuesday night by his girlfriend after he didn't return from a day of snowboarding. Now, utilizing skiers in the Black Diamond and Double Black Diamond areas today, they plan on searching more of the Heather Canyon and Private Reserve.
One of the challenges is the ski lift that this gentleman rode yesterday morning. There are a lot of possibilities where you could come down, and so searchers are estimating hundreds of acres of areas that some of them heavily treed.
Now, Mount Hood Meadows is closing the area of Heather Canyon and Private Reserve. Well, they did yesterday, and there's certainly a chance that they will do so today as they continue their search. Angelica, back to you.
Dan, is law enforcement saying anything about what may have happened to Mather?
Not at this point, no. However, in talking to snowboarders in the area, it is possible that Mather could have fallen into a tree well. That is obviously something that has happened 3, maybe 4 times in the past 4 years in the Cascades. We know that they can get up to 12 feet deep in the area near those trees, so it's a very dangerous time, especially after all the heavy snow that accumulated.
Right now, search and rescue teams are looking for a man reported missing after snowboarding on Mount Hood. About 9:30 last night, Hood River County Sheriff's Office got the call and started the search that includes looking from the air. Good evening. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn.
And I'm Deborah Knapp. Ryan Mather's girlfriend reported him missing when he didn't come home. K2's Joe English is tracking the very latest from the Live Center. Joe?
Well, the Sheriff's Office said Mather's vehicle was found at Mount Hood Meadows, and search teams looked for him overnight. Didn't have any success, so even more teams headed out today. Now, searchers were focusing on areas around the Shooting Star Express chairlift. That's where the Sheriff's Office said Mather's was last reported. Crews are also searching the backcountry in that area. Mather is 30 years old. He's from Aloha. And Sheriff Matt English says teams are being as slow and methodical as possible in their efforts to find Mather, but they are searching hundreds of acres.
He is reported to be an experienced snowboarder. He was by himself skiing or snowboarding on the mountain, but does have a lot of experience here. We've worked with the family on areas that he liked to frequent on the Mount Hood Meadows property, and really making sure that we search those areas really well.
Now, Heather Canyon and Private Reserve were closed today for the search. It's not clear if they will reopen tomorrow. They're also working against that avalanche threat. Dave will dig into that a bit more. There's a lot of people working on this search. The Hood River Crag Rats, Pacific Northwest Search and Rescue, Portland Mountain Rescue, the Oregon Air National Guard. The list goes on. Corvallis Mountain Rescue and the Lane and Deschutes County Sheriff's Offices. In the Live Center, Joe English, K2 News.
All right, Joe, thank you. You mentioned him. Let's check in with meteorologist Dave Selesky. Look at conditions on the mountain. And Joe just mentioned about concerns about avalanches up there, Dave.
Yeah, a couple of good things to talk about. First of all, I got a pretty good weather window for today and for tomorrow to find that missing snowboarder. But again, with warmer temperatures in the forecast and all that snow they had over the weekend, avalanche conditions have elevated considerably in the Oregon and the Washington Cascades over the past 24 hours. So here are the search conditions. Again, they had 10 to 20 inches of new snow from late Sunday all day Monday into early on Tuesday. Now we have dry and mild conditions. That increases that avalanche danger for the Oregon and for the Washington Cascades. And the weather window they have right now, and for about the next 24 to 36 hours, will close rapidly because by Friday, another weather event rolls into the northwest with lowering snow levels and a lot more snow and cold temperatures arriving towards the latter part of the weekend. As a matter of fact, take a look at this. The snow levels tomorrow, freezing levels, if you will, about 12,000 feet. By Friday, they're as low as 4,000 feet. That's right at pass level, and they keep going down. Saturday, 2,000 feet. Sunday, 1,500 feet. And we're talking about seeing several inches, maybe a foot of additional snow from Friday through Sunday in the Oregon and the Washington Cascade. So again, very warm temperatures for the remainder of the day, getting even warmer for tomorrow across much of the region. But again, you can see what's going to happen going into Friday. Cold front arrives, much cooler air descends out of the Gulf of Alaska. That pushes those snow levels down and keeps them down for most of the weekend and even going into the first part of next.
So even though that downward trend is really encouraging, we're not going to downward trend to zero.
Well, look at this graph. It shows weekly COVID cases and the Omicron surge towering over the other spikes. We're in a really good spot, though, right now, but in a matter of weeks, that's expected to change.
K2's Genevieve Rayom is live for us in Northwest Portland. So, Genevieve, the Omicron subvariant is expected to make an impact in our area.
Yeah, Deb, a small one, but yes, it is expected to have an impact. Dr. Jennifer Vines with Multnomah County says that she's expecting a bump in COVID cases and hospitalizations, but not a spike. And we're already seeing the impact of this subvariant. Just last week, the case count jumped 42%. The good news is, though, that this community is better equipped to handle this incoming wave.
The recent Omicron spike shocked the system. You can see the power of that towering surge in this graph of weekly hospitalizations. The graph for case counts looks similar. Tens of thousands of people infected. But that's actually part of the reason Dr. Jennifer Vines says the Omicron subvariant BA2 won't hit as hard.
Our estimates are up to 80-85% of us probably encountered the Omicron variant and has some natural protection.
That natural protection is because BA2 is so similar to Omicron.
It's like a very close cousin or close relative to Omicron.
Dr. Vines is predicting a bump in COVID cases due to the subvariant in early May as it infects those still susceptible, but not a spike.
So we expect it to find the number, what we think is a small number of people who can still get sick with COVID and potentially hospitalized with COVID in the next few weeks.